Yeah, thanks guys for having me, and I'm glad to be back in the city. Let's do it.
Well, let's first talk about this because I think it's really, really a great thing that the Phillies do and that you're a part of it as well. And you and Cameron are two guys as well that really have a personal connection to this. And tell us a little bit more about why this day is very important to you.
Yeah, up until this point last year, it wouldn't have been this important to me. But I think if you go to the festival one time and you see, the impact that it has on, this community of people that are together fighting this disease, it's easy to get wrapped up in it and want to do more. And that's exactly what happened to me. I met two families, one being the Kirk family, who he had kids that are mine and my brother's age, and it really hit home, that it would have been tough to go through that, if it happened to be my father. And also another patient, Matt, who he was a fighter pilot in the Navy, and it just struck him. So it doesn't really make sense why people get it or how they get it, or there's just a lot of unknowns. But I know it's just a tough hand to be dealt, and for me personally, I couldn't waste the opportunity that the Phillies give us to do more to help.
I know, Cody, today's a very powerful day, too, because, some of the guys are talking to you guys, and, Cameron Rupp, obviously one of the catchers there, he's got a very close connection to it, too. This has got to be one of those days where it is, like you said, this was something that maybe a year ago you wouldn't have had as much of emotion, but obviously it struck a chord with you and I'm sure other guys on the team.
Yeah, it's really fun to get out there and to meet the patients and to let them know that outside of their ALS family and their support community, that people really do care about them as well, and people are willing to do a lot of things to make sure that they're helped. I think that goes a long ways when you have someone fighting something like that, to know that they're not alone. That things, can get better, with the help and support.
Cody Asche is with us, Phillies left fielder, and obviously that's got to sound a little odd for you, Cody. How has it been? Do you feel already pretty comfortable out there, or is it still a little odd?
It's still a little odd, whenever we run on the field at Citizens, not to go straight to third base, but I'm sure I can reprogram the muscle memory to take me out to left field in no time.
Yeah, and obviously, had you ever played the outfield at any level? Have you, when you're growing up, the best players play in the infield, and typically that's it. I mean, at high school, any league, any age, ever play in the outfield? Maybe here and there, just out of pure necessity. I spent one instructs doing a little bit of outfield in 2011 when I first got drafted. But other than that, no, not too much. I think it really helps, being a third baseman going to left field, just because the angles are kind of the same, being on the same side of the diamond. So I think that helps the transition a little bit. So as far as that, it's been pretty smooth so far. But, I feel as a player, I still have, a lot of work to do to become the one that I can be. Cody Asche is with us. They're helping raise money and awareness at the Phillies Festival for ALS today. Great stuff. The Phillies do this every year. He's joining us now on 97.3 ESPN. What are, Cody, some of the things that you need to work on still to get more comfortable? What are some of the things they have you kind of working on? Throwing the bases, stuff like that. Just the footwork's a little bit different. So, like, just reprogramming, kind of your body, how you do things. Just seeing more balls off the bat. I think that's a big thing, too. As many, rounds of BP that you can shag, that's the better you're going to be. In-game experience, there's no trade for that. And once you do that, and you just get the sense of comfort that no matter what happens, you can just let your instincts take over. I think that's when you start being the player you can be. And right now I feel pretty good, and I think I can only get better. Yeah, and obviously it's a transition that a lot of guys have made, especially Pat Burrell was here, he was an infielder, he moved to the outfield, and it seems like something that is pretty easy to do. Was this something that caught you by surprise? Would you have
prefer to get some time in spring training in the outfield?
As far as that goes, and whatever's in the past is in the past. I wouldn't trade anything or any experiences for what I have today. Going down and going to AAA to work, I learned a lot about myself, who I am. I think it's going to make me a better player in the future, just knowing who I am and learning who I am, and getting a chance to play with some of the guys that are hopefully going to be up here soon helping us out. All I've been given is another opportunity to be a big leaguer, and so that's all I can do is run with it and work my tail off.
Well, it seems like that you're handling it the right way, Cody, and obviously doing great things today as the Phillies are raising money to help with the awareness up at Citizens Bank Park. And Cody Asche and the Phillies off tonight, back with a 3-game set against the Cincinnati Reds. And Cody, we'll let you get back to the festivities, and obviously that's a great thing that you guys are doing up there. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.